Hello, friends, welcome back. So, this week I have asked the cards for some advice for you as you move through your week starting June 1st. So, this is specifically for those of you who may be working on a project that's maybe been going on for a little while. Something kind of long term you've been working on or putting effort into. Doesn't necessarily have to be something like years long term, but something that you have been working on diligently for the last little while. So this is advice for you in regards to whatever it is you are working towards. So we're going to see what we have here. So we have Judgment. We have Queen of Wands. And we have the High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Look at these three female cards. Lots of feminine energy happening this week. Wow. That is crazy. Okay, so first we have Judgment. And as you can see, we do have a woman here with her trumpets. So Judgment can mean a time for self-reflection. So you may need to pause and just think about where you're at right now. Not necessarily judging yourself on anything critical, but just reflecting on what point you're at right now with your project, being realistic and honest with yourself. So just having that time to kind of sit, possibly do some journaling and reflecting about where you are right now in regards to your progress. And next we have another female card here, the Queen of Wands. She is a perfect figure for projects, creative endeavors. She is the busybody. She's the multitasker. She can get so much done in so little time. She's just constantly moving and always has that energy and fire behind her. So I see this as a really positive sign for you that this is a week to really go, go, go. If you want to make a lot of progress, or if you're at a point in your project that needs a little bit more from you than what it normally does. So if you have to get something done in a shorter amount of time or something like that, you can handle the increased workload this week because you've got some crazy wands energy behind you. Like, she will help you just spearhead it and get through it. And then we have our third feminine card here, the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about our intuition, our inner world, kind of that knowing in like the spiritual sense, being in touch with our spirits, and that's intuitive and very like feminine side of us. So I'm kind of seeing Judgment and the High Priestess going together here, because they're both kind of about reflection. And High Priestess is kind of asking you to go into a more intuitive form of decision making this week. So when we compare like the High Priestess to the Emperor, for example, the Emperor is very masculine, very logical, so he's a little more direct and very masculine and a bit intimidating in the way he makes decisions. And the High Priestess is definitely a lot softer and way more intuitive. She goes with her emotions. She listens to what her gut is telling her. And that's how she rules her inner world. Okay, so I can definitely see that you need to, at the beginning of the week, just take some time to kind of reflect on what it is you'd like to get done this week. Reflect on what you think you can handle. And do remember that you have this Queen of Wands here. So if you feel like you can take on a little bit more, or just take a bigger chunk of that project to get it done this week, you've got that fire and energy behind you, supporting you. And to remember to make your decisions based off your intuition. Listen to your gut. Okay, we don't have to always be logical all the time. Sometimes listening to what our gut is telling us is the most important way to make a decision. Okay, so this week is definitely a very much more feminine energy week for you, where maybe you're prioritizing things in a different way. Maybe you're prioritizing your self-care a little bit more. You're prioritizing going with your gut rather than looking at maybe the hard facts and the logic, even though that's important too. There's definitely something telling me about all of these female figures being here to lean into that softer feminine side that allows you to kind of listen to your intuition, go with your gut. If you are spiritual, maybe meditate a little bit or journal on what direction you want to go this week, and trust that inner voice. Okay, so definitely put a lot of energy into feeding that those intuitive kind of pangs. So if something comes to mind this week that you want to accomplish, or just an idea comes up and it's just kind of like a quiet voice in the back of your head, pay more attention to that this week. The feminine energies are definitely a little softer and quieter. So listening to that intuition of yours this week is going to be very important. But you're going to have the energy of the Queen of Wands to kind of push you through it all. So you can definitely be softer, more intuitive, make things at your pace. Don't push yourself too hard. That's a very masculine thing, is kind of go, grind. So although we have that Wands energy where we can go, we need to prioritize ourselves and our feminine energy and our natural cycles and our rhythm. So keep that in mind. Take care of yourself. Listen to your intuition. Use that feminine fire, that energy behind you this week to really push you through these tasks. And like I said, start your week with a little bit of self-reflection, some journaling, some meditating if you are into that. I think it's really going to help you with whatever you want to accomplish this week, while also taking into mind that you need to take care of yourself, prioritize your natural energy flow when you're most productive, when you need a rest, by listening to that intuition, that inner voice that you have. Okay, so I hope that this resonates with you and that you will take this with you on your week next week as you pursue your projects. And I hope to see you next time.